So we are back with our March series, Traffic Talk, a conversation with Jeanne Ingersoll and Grant Gustafson. And I am here once again with my partner in crime, Grant Gustafson, head of retail consulting for Sensormatic Solutions. And as a reminder, I'm Jeanne Ingersoll, subject matter expert for our traffic insights portfolio for North America with Sensormatic. And we're joined by a guest this month, Grant. We've got our very own Andy Sumpter here, our head of retail consulting for the EMEA region with Sensormatic. Andy, we're so happy to have you here. Thanks for being with us today.
Good to be here. Thank you.
Awesome. We're so glad to have you. So, when we start to think about the month of March and any month really when we're having these type of traffic talks, we really start to zero in on events, holidays, things that we know are really going to garner a lot of traffic for retailers when they're in the store. So for the month of March, Easter, I think, is arguably one of the most kind of iconic events in the month of March. But it's interesting because when we think about this holiday, it's not like, say, a Thanksgiving, for example, here in the United States, where it occurs on the same day of the same month every single year. It floats a little bit. And we've seen in the past, Easter has, it occurred in one year, and then there's been like a 3-week shift when it occurred in the following year. And this year, Easter's occurring 9 days earlier than it did in 2023. So with that, it seems like we're anticipating some pretty positive results. And I guess, Andy, my first question for you is, knowing your depth of knowledge and experience in the EMEA region, can you share what you're anticipating and seeing over there?
Yeah, absolutely. So, it's going to be a busy month, obviously. We've just had Mother's Day over here. We celebrate that earlier than yourselves. Of course, we've got St. Patrick's Day as well, which is significant for Ireland, particularly, of course. But the most significant part is Easter being super early. So that's an extra event on the retail calendar. Coincides with being in the same pay period, so there's a bit of balance to be looked at there. But Easter is big news for certain sectors. We work with a lot of chocolatiers, garden centres, DIY. It's a real key time for them, and typically Easter is a great time for home and garden makeovers. So there's a lot to play for here.
Yeah, absolutely. I love the mix of the retail space that it seems like you guys are typically seeing over there. Grant, how does this compare with what we're expecting to see in North America?
Yeah, I think it's really similar for here in the US. The shift in Easter this week or this year is really going to pull a lot of traffic into the middle towards the end of the month. We typically see traffic really starts to pick up for the Easter holiday about 2 weeks prior to the holiday. So this year, I would kind of anticipate traffic starting to see an increase right around March 17th, and then really peaking about the Friday before the holiday. Last year, traffic for the 2 weeks prior to the holiday were up just a little over 1.5%. And we really saw strong performance in a couple of categories, specifically apparel and accessories, mainly driven by family and children's apparel.
Yeah, that makes sense. I know that I've personally been trying to find something for my son to wear for Easter. We've been on the hunt. So I know I'm personally contributing to that. We haven't purchased
We're in
yet,
the
but we
same boat.
definitely will. We definitely will. So, what are some big things? I guess this question is for both of you. What are some big things that retailers should be thinking about as we head towards this holiday to really maximize their opportunities in their store and specifically kind of their traffic performance, given the difference in the regions?
Yeah. Absolutely. The biggest takeaway for me is that, holidays really continue to drive retail sales. So whether it's a March that's packed full of Mother's Day in the UK and St. Patrick's Day and Easter, it's really all about execution ahead of these holidays. Easter is really kind of seen as a transition from winter into spring. It's really important that your stores are shouting spring right now, and you're pulling your winter or clearance merchandise back into secondary locations. And then the other thing I would recommend is really making sure that you're reviewing your traffic trends heading into Easter last year. So really take a look at what traffic looked like the 2 weeks prior to Easter last year, because I would anticipate that you would see similar trends this year. And that's really important to make sure that you're aligning your labor so that you're really meeting those service expectations of your clients.
Awesome. Really, really great insight there, Grant.
I'd echo pretty much everything that Grant said there. Of course, in Europe, we do like our bank holidays. So again, it's also being really super mindful of the bank holidays, which are can be super significant. There's a few closed days in different parts of Europe, but yeah, those are key times for us. So you've got to have your labour and stock mix spot on for those times.
Awesome. Yeah, it seems like the similarities are labor and stock mix. And as we've said here a bunch of times before, the trend is your friend. So making sure you've got the right people in the right place at the right time. Awesome. Thank you guys so much. This is really great stuff. If you're interested in learning more, you can always connect with any one of us on LinkedIn. Additionally, we are going to be at Shop Talk in Las Vegas next week. So be sure to reach out if you're interested in setting up any time with us. We can connect you with our colleagues who are going to be in representation there.
And we'll also be at the Retail Technology Show in Olympia next month as well, and 24th of April. So again, we can meet up there as well.
Cool. Thanks, Andy. Thanks for joining us. Thanks, Grant. Good to see you guys.
No
And
problem.
until next time,
Until
thanks.
next time.
See you next time. Thanks. Bye.